What's up, everybody? This is Petey from SupplementReviews.com coming at you today with our latest video review from my kitchen in Omaha, Nebraska. Today we're going to be talking about a new product from Myokem called Nitramine. You've probably seen this a lot on the forum. It had a good interview with Brandon at the Arnold Expo. This has some really good and some solid reviews coming in, and this is a long overdue one. I just haven't had time to sit down and talk about it until now. So today we're going to knock out this review here. Alright. First and foremost, taking a look at the front of the container here, it says explosive energy with some skin-bursting pumps. It's got increased strength and power, long-lasting endurance, and razor-sharp mental focus. Alright, that's quite a bit of hype and quite a bit of promise on the front of a container from a new company. But hey, we're going to see how this stacks up. It comes in one flavor, the dragon fruit. It's got 30 servings per container and 180 grams per container. Alright, so first and foremost, the dragon fruit flavor, the one and only flavor that it comes in. It's pretty good. If you're a fan of dragon fruit, you'll definitely like it. If you haven't had dragon fruit before, I'm not sure how to really describe it. It's not super sweet, but it's not really bitter either. It's kind of more of a fruit punch with a kick to it. I don't know. It's a tricky flavor to describe. However, it's pleasant to drink, and you pretty much can crush it pretty quickly anyway. So I wouldn't be too worried about it, but it's enjoyable. So mixability-wise, it gets a little bit foamy just from the ingredients in it, but it's nothing that's not too terrible, and like a little extra swish on your shaker can't address that real quick like. So I don't think you'll mind it too much, so just down it and you should be pretty fine. Not the best tasting one I've ever had, not the worst either, but that's not definitely the highlight of this product. So regardless, it gets a solid 8.5 out of 10. I wasn't blown away by the flavor, but at the same time, that is definitely not the aim of this product. So moving on from there, after 8.5 out of 10 on taste and mixability, this is where it matters. This is where this product shines. When I first saw the ingredient profile for this stuff, I was very intrigued, and even when it was in rumor, before it was, I guess, officially released, there was a lot of cool stuff that I was looking forward to, I guess, experiencing with it. So first and foremost here, it comes with 30 scoops per container at a 1 scoop serving, and it advises that you never exceed 2 scoops. Let's put it this way. Before I even get into the ingredients here, and in terms of, I guess, potency for some of the ingredients, which we will discuss in a second here, I never felt the need to go past 1.5 scoops. Let's put it that way. So, with that being said, per 1 scoop at 6 grams per scoop here in a 30 serving per container, you got beta anhydrous at 2,000 milligrams or 2 grams, beta-alanine at 1.6 grams, L-carnitine L-tartrate at 1 gram, agmatine sulfate at 0.5 gram, and a high-energy matrix blend of 482 milligrams, including caffeine anhydrous listed at 150 milligrams, as well as picotropin, acetylcholine, theobromine, hornidine, methyl L-tyramine, higenamine, HCl, Herbaceae serrata extract, a little bit of black pepper in there, a little bit alpha-himbi, and to round up the blend at 90% standardized. I guess the first thing that's going to concern some people when they look at the front of this, or I guess in this case the back, is when you look at it, the caffeine looks to be pretty low dose compared to a lot of the pre-workouts that are, I guess, on the market these days. But that is very deceiving. When you look at everything else in this stuff, it is over the top in terms of what it brings you for razor-sharp focus. I'm on my 3rd container of this stuff. It's some good stuff, and I've never had the need to go above 1.5 scoops per serving, so it is very potent at that 150 milligrams. Because the thing you have to keep in mind here, you're also throwing in the yohimbi, the alpha yohimbi, that is. If you respond well to yohimbi, you'll definitely notice it in here, as well as if you haven't used a nootropic yet in terms of a focus ingredient, this stuff is going to kick you in the face. It definitely doesn't have that dirty stim feel from some of those pre-workouts out there that have 300 plus milligrams of caffeine in it. So that's one thing that's going to be deceiving, so you have to keep that in mind as well. But the other thing that a lot of people in here are going to be, I guess, eyeballing first, so they instantly go to, is the beta-alanine at 1.6 grams, where the clinically researched dose for effectiveness is 3.2. However, one thing to keep in mind is, 1, you're probably not basing your entire beta-alanine supplementation off of a pre-workout, and 2, if you take 2 scoops, which I wouldn't advise because it's pretty stim heavy, you're getting the 3.2 grams. So if you want to strictly take it for beta-alanine, good luck with all the, I guess, energy and pump product stuff in here. So regardless, everything in here, well, the beta anhydrous, which I really like, as well as the beta alanine and carnitine, is at a very good click. As well as one of my favorite ingredients in pre-workouts and intra-workouts these days, agmatine sulfate. You got 0.5 gram per scoop here. Keep an eye on the other stuff you're taking, especially with all these intra-workouts that are throwing the agmatine sulfate in there as well. So if you were taking 2 scoops of this, you're getting a full gram of agmatine. However, that is more than enough. Even at 1 scoop, you're getting 0.5 gram. That's enough for that blood flow, for that sick pump, for good vascularity. And overall, I really like what he did here in terms of the ingredient profile. Everything in here is clinically validated. If you're curious about that, check out the interview. We discuss that in some detail as well with Brandon Sachka. Overall, I'm just very pleased and intrigued with this. This is the direction you're going to see a lot of pre-workouts going. LGI Fully Loaded is a very good competitor for this stuff, as well as a few others in terms of having the focus ingredients rather than just that all-out dirty stem direction things are going with stuff with all the geranium stem in it. And there's no geranium stem in this, so that's good to see, and it was kind of interesting to see what direction companies were going to go post-geranium area, and this is the direction I think it's going to take off. You are going to sweat a little bit on this as well, that alpha UHIMB and the black pepper, so keep that in mind. But other than that, I dig the ingredient profile a lot, and it wouldn't hurt my feelings. I mean, it may hurt Brandon's feelings a little bit to see some competitors come up with some similar ingredients and some similar profiles, but this stuff is solid. It's actually one of the best pre-workouts I've tried in 2014, so let's put it that way. It's very solid, and I'm curious to see what the rest of the year brings in terms of new releases with all these ingredients in here. Well, I guess with the ballpark inclusions of agmatine sulfate as well as the focus extracts of picotropin. So, overall for ingredient profile, this stuff just kills it. It's one of the best out right now. It gets a solid 9.6 out of 10 in terms of the ingredient profile. Moving on from there, I've already noted on here that for me, I've never had to go over 1.5 scoops, and I'm 207 right now. So, I mean, even for, there's bigger dudes, obviously, but it does not take a full 2 scoops, I don't think. Brandon alluded to that as well. The designer of it, he's been using it longer than everybody. He's never really had to go that high in terms of dosage, which is the point. You get a lot of effectiveness for a lot of good cost because you don't have to load up, and your product's going to last longer. So in terms of effectiveness, the focus is always razor sharp. You have yet to have a bad workout on here. If anything, the only downside to it in terms of effectiveness is if you get carried away with how much agmatine you're rocking, you might have a little bit of an issue with too much of a pump, as dumb as that sounds. But other than that, pumps are phenomenal. The focus is great, even on early morning or sleep-deprived sessions, which I wouldn't advise. Get your sleep at night, kids. This stuff is just phenomenal. The rest of my expert review team has liked it as well. It's one of the, I guess, best pre-workouts out right now. Who knows? That could change. I don't have to affiliate with any certain company, but this stuff certainly has my seal of approval in terms of effectiveness. I was just blown away that it lived up to the expectations that were set for it. So that's a good point for it right here. So in terms of effectiveness, it's just phenomenal stuff, getting a 9.5 out of 10. Now for value, its price is like any other pre-workout. The only downside to it is a little bit limited at the very moment in terms of where you can get it. You can get it direct from Myokem themselves. It launched not too long ago. You can pick it up at Tiger Fitness when it's in stock. That it sells out pretty quickly, and I guess they have a few special stacks coming out with it too, so keep an eye out there in terms of value. And also, the fact that you don't have to always use 2 scoops is going to stretch this container even farther. So you're getting 30 servings per container, priced just like any other pre-workout with some high-end ingredients and some very interesting ingredients at that. I think the value is very solid here, getting a 9 out of 10. Overall, I really enjoy this stuff. You're looking for a new pre-workout to try, this is the one that I would pick up. It's very solid. It might be a little hard to find because it is in smaller batches because it's a newer company. They got a new thermogenic coming out as well, which Brandon talks about as well as the interview. So if you like what the focus you get from this, but want more of a thermogenic, I guess, emphasis with it, make sure to check that out as well. But overall, I was just blown away by this stuff. It's very solid, and it gets a very, very good rating of a 9.5 out of 10. A very solid pre-workout, a very good product for a first run from a company, and I'm excited to see the direction that it takes stuff next. All right, guys, this has been my review for Myokem Nitramine. This is Petey from SupplementReviews.com. Make sure to follow us on Instagram, like our Facebook page, all that good social media stuff. We're blowing up everywhere. So, Other than that, thanks for tuning in, and you guys have a good day.